Om. Vivekachudamani, 85th verse. Moha eva mahamrityuhu mumukshoho vapuradishu moho vinirjito yena sa mukti padam arahati. Shankaracharya says, Moha eva mahamrityuhu, that delusion or infatuation is the greatest death, mahamrityuhu. Mumukshoho, a person who wants mukti, a person who wants to put an end to suffering in one's life by stopping the process of life and death. For that person, mumukshoho vapuradishu moha mahamrityu eva. To that person, infatuation or getting attached to body, etc., things like body and other things like mind, or things which are used in the enjoyment of body, those things. If someone get attached to these things, that leads to a great death. How does that lead to a great death? A person will die anyway. Anybody who has taken birth will die. But if a person does not understand one's true nature, then the person will be dying every second of one's life. How will that person die? Because of anxiety, because of fear, because of uncertainty. So most of the people in this earth, almost all of us, we live a life like that. We are always suffering from anxiety, we are always suffering from uncertainty, we are always suffering from fear, we are always suffering from depression. Because we think that this body is what we have to take care of. So we have fallen in love, we have fallen in infatuation with the body. When we are infatuated with the body, so something even slightly something wrong happens to the body or to the mind, we are disturbed. And when can a person attain liberation? When moho vinirjitaha, yena moha vinirjataha. A person who has completely conquered, completely won over this infatuation, only that person arhati deserves mukti padam. Only that person deserves the state of mukti. Only that person deserves the state of freedom. Moham jahi mahamrityum dehadara sutadishu yam jitva munayo yanti tad vishno paramam padam. Moham mahamrityum jahi. Moham, infatuation or attachment to deha dara sutadishu. Deha, body, dara, wife, and suta, with children, adishu, and other things. So one has to give up attachment to one's own body, one's spouse, and one's children. And once you give up or conquer attachment to these people, then mahamrityum, this moha in the previous shloka has been told to be a dangerous death, a great death. So that great death of delusion or infatuation has to be overcome or conquered. And a person, yam jitva, a person who conquers this, munayah, the great sage, that sages, those sages, they have attained Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam, the supreme state of Vishnu. What is the supreme state of Vishnu? A state of complete desirelessness, a state of complete fulfillment, a state of complete dissolution of mind. That is called Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. So this particular state can be attained by a person who has given up infatuation, the great death in the form of infatuation, to one's spouse, one's body, and one's children. In the scriptures, 3 types of ashanas are talked of. Ashana means pull. What kind of pulls? 3 types of pulls. One is vitteshana, a pull of money. Then there is pull of the wife or children. Then there is pull of popularity, people. So it is easy to give up these 2 pulls, these 2 attachments, first 2. But it is very difficult to give up the attachment to popularity. So in the scriptures, these 3 things are talked about. Vitteshana. Now, this ashana, this pull, what does it do? It does not allow a person to progress in the path of spirituality, in the path of knowing oneself. These things keep on pulling a person downwards towards sense enjoyment. So here Shankaracharya says that a person who can cross this would be like a sage who have crossed these attachments and have attained the highest state of calmness or fulfillment or thoughtlessness. Now Shankaracharya tells us what this body is made up of, so that we understand that the body is useless. Now here it was told Deha Dara Sutta Adishu, means you have to give up the moha or the infatuation created by body, spouse and children. Now what is this body made up of? So a person, why will that person give up the infatuation of body? When we see that a person wants to get something very badly, a person desires something, then we see that it is not possible or it is useless. Then we explain to that person that it is not necessary. You don't do this because for such and such reason this is not good. Similarly, here Shankaracharya tells us how the body is useless. He says, Twag mamsa rudhira snayu medo majja asti sankulam purnam mutra purishabhyam sthulam nindyamidam vapuhu. Idam vapuhu nindyam. This body, this gross body is to be nindyam, is to be, it should not be appreciated, it should be insulted. Actually, this is something which has to be deprecated, something which has to be insulted, which should not be given more space in our life, or it should not be appreciated, or it should not be given a great importance. Why? Nindyam. This is worthy of ninda. This is worthy of being insulted. What? This body. How is it worthy of being insulted? Because it is consisting of twag, skin, mansa, flesh, rudhira, blood, and snayu. It is consisting of arteries and veins, and medaha. It is consisting of fat. Then majja, marrow, and asthi, bones. Sankulam. So what is this? This body is a combination of skin, flesh, blood, arteries, veins, and fat, bone marrow, bones, etc. And also it has got what? Purnam. This is full of these things. And it is full of mutra, urine, and stool, purishabhyam. So your body is full of urine and stool. This is gross body. The gross body is so bad. It is full of filth inside. Actually, our body does not have anything good inside. Apart from some organs, everything is filth. So if you just even cut the body a little, the smell which is produced is horrible. Anybody who is a doctor will know that. Or anybody who has done dissection of a human body will know that. Anybody has done dissection? No, doctor. Human body is full of smell. And if you take a bird and you dissect, it's so beautiful even inside. There is nothing in the bird's body. There are feathers, there's small, some skin and something is there, and inside nothing is there. So if the bird has taken something while you are dissecting, when the bird has died, before that, then you will see something is there. But otherwise, nothing. So people eat birds. So chicken, all these things are birds. People eat that because it is so nice. You don't need to do much processing also. Just you heat it and it is ready for eating. And so many birds die in the jungle, but we don't find any smell or anything. But human body is full of smelly things, full of bad things, full of filth. It is full of filth. And that is what is being told by Shankaracharya, that this is Nindyam, this Vapuhu, this gross body is to be insulted, or it is not worthy of respect. How is this body formed? This body is formed by Panchi Kritebhyoho Bhutebhyah Sthulebhyah Purva Karmana Samutpannam Idam Sthulam Bhogayatanam Atmanah Avastha Jagarastasya Sthula Arthanubhavah Yatah. See, there are 5 gross elements: earth, water, fire, air and sky. There are 5 gross elements. Each gross element gets in connection, combines with other gross elements to produce some element which will be able to create things. Just like gold, pure gold cannot create anything. Similarly, pure gross element cannot create anything. So 50% of earth will mix with 12.5% of water, 12.5% of sky, 12.5% of fire and 12.5% of air and produce the gross earth. So that process is called Panchikarana. Means every particular element mixes with other elements. And by that process and Purva Karmana, and also based on what you have done in your past births, past lifetimes, what actions you have performed, that both of these things based together, Samutpannam Idam Sthulam. This Sthulam, this gross body has been Samutpannam, has been produced, has been created. And what is this gross body? Whatever work you do, suppose you do a good action, you will have to face good result. If you perform a bad action, you will have to face a bad result. Now where will you face this result? Or bad action will lead to further bad action, good action will lead to further good action. If a person is constantly doing good actions, then that person will develop a tendency to do good action. Swamiji says that a person who is doing good may do good action even if that person does not want it. A person who does bad actions constantly for so many years will continue doing bad things even if that person does not want it. So this is how it works. Now how will that person do that bad action or good action? How will someone exhaust one's impressions created in the mind because of works done in the past births or past lifetimes? So for that you need a body. For that you need a gross body. You need a place where you can ayatana, a base or a place where you can do bhoga or you can enjoy the results, or you can suffer the results of your good or bad actions. So that place is the gross body. And जागरः अवस्था तस्य जागर अवस्था स्थूल अर्थ अनुभव यतः. This gross body has got how many states? 3 states. What are the 3 states of consciousness? Waking, dream and deep sleep. These are the 3 states we have, and these 3 states a person has to go through. Now in these 3 states, what is the state in which you do all the actions? When you are waking. Many people may not do any action even while waking, but generally people do actions while they are waking. And in dream state also you do actions, but that is only in your dream. So nothing actually comes out in the world. So, and then deep sleep, nobody is there, only ignorance is there, and after you get up from deep sleep you say that I had very nice sleep. But otherwise nothing happens. While you are having this deep sleep, you don't understand what is happening. So when you see somebody sleeping, if you go and stand in front of that person, there are 2 phases of sleep. In one phase, the person's, of course, if the person is opening one's eyes and sleeping, then you cannot understand. Some people open their eyes and sleep like that. So you go and say, how are you? Then the person is not replying. Then you understand after 5 minutes, 10 minutes that the person is sleeping. But generally, if a person is sleeping, you go and stand in front of that person, then you will see that the eyeballs move like this. When the eyeballs move while in sleep, that is called rapid eye movement phase of sleep. That is when the person is dreaming. And there is some time when the eyeballs don't move. At that time, it is called non-rapid eye movement phase, when the person is having deep sleep, there is no dream. And sometimes we say, I slept so nicely, 8 hours, and I have no dream. I did not dream at all. So we say, I don't get any dream. I sleep and I go to bed, and the next morning I get up. That's all. I have no dream. So all these things we say because we don't understand. Otherwise, it is impossible for a person not to dream. So even if you don't dream one day, you will become mad. So what happens? When we dream, if we wake up during that part of the sleep, then we remember that dream. But if we wake up while we are not dreaming, then we don't remember any dream. Unless the dream is traumatic, or the dream has caused some kind of suffering, or it is very vivid, so strong, you will not dream. You will not remember the dream. What happens in these strong dreams is actually you are waking up, and then you don't realize it, but again you go to sleep. So you remember those dreams. Otherwise, you will not remember those dreams. So when somebody says that I go to sleep and I don't have dream at all for months together, that means your sleep cycle is such that when you get up from sleep, you are always getting up from the dreamless sleep state. Just like our body needs rest, and if a person does not sleep for 3 days or 4 days, that person after 4 days or 5 days, it is impossible for most of the people to not sleep for 3-4 days. But even if some people do not sleep continuously for 3-4 days, it is difficult for that person to physically do things. Similarly, if you don't dream for more than 1 or 2 days, it will become impossible almost to be psychologically stable. People become mad by not dreaming. So that dream state is always there. But whatever work we do in the waking state. And so in the waking state only, you can actually sthula artha anubhava. You can have the experience of sense objects concretely only in the waking state. So many times it happens that you see, you want to eat something very badly, and you are telling in your house that please prepare this, or you yourself want to prepare it, but you don't get time or something happens and you are unable to, or you don't know how to prepare. So you want to go to a hotel and eat, but it does not happen. So finally you find it in dream. So that particular pizza which you were thinking to eat, so that your mother did not purchase and give, so you go and get it in the dream. Okay, and you see the dream and you were thinking about the pizza and that is coming just steaming hot, but you eat it, you don't get any taste. And in dream you cannot understand it. You just know that it was tasty, but how it was tasty, you don't. It is not going to happen that you go to that Domino's store actually and then you say, oh, this I had in my dream, let me eat. And you cannot check or match tastes. You cannot match tastes. Why? Because you have eaten it in the dream, but that was not concrete. Similarly, the other thing is also true. This is good enjoyment, bad kind of suffering. So what happens? You go in dream and somebody comes and slaps you. You don't feel the slap. You know that somebody has slapped you, but you don't feel the slap. Why? Because sthula artha anubhava, the experience of gross sense objects is possible only in the waking state. But if you constantly become conscious of your spiritual nature, if you constantly become conscious of your true nature, that you are not the body and the mind, then there is a state where a person always sees everything as dream. So Sri Ramakrishna talks about it in Gospel. It always sees things as dream. For that person, everything is dream. Even waking state is dream. So gradually, that person, the intensity of suffering or enjoyment in waking state, that reduces. And finally, that person has no difference between waking state and dream state. Why? Because everything is a dream. Everything is a dream. And then there is this story about a farmer who says that I lost my some sons in the dream, and then he gets up and sees that his son is died. So he says that this also comes in the Gospel. He says whether I shall cry for the son who died in the dream or whether I will cry for the son who died now. So the whole world is, because of ignorance we see this world, but the whole world is like swapnavat, like dream. Then Shankaracharya says, Bahyendriyaihi sthula padartha sevam srak chandana striyadi vichitra rupam karoti jivaha swayam eta atmana tasmat prashasti vapusho asya jagare. Now in this dreams, in this waking state, a person can enjoy all the experiences, sense experiences. So what does the person do? The person bahya indriyaihi, in jagare, in the waking state, the person, what does he do? Bahya indriyaihi, external sense organs. By the means of external sense organs and getting attached to the body, external form, getting attached to the external form, automatically that will also have a name. So you are such and such, you have a name and you have a form. Getting attached to that, that person enjoys sthula padartha sevam. Sevam enjoys sthula, gross objects, padartha, sense objects, using bahyendriyaihi, using external sense organs. Jivaha swayam etad atmana karoti. That jiva, the individual soul, enjoys everything, atmana, oneself, thinking of oneself as the body and the external objects, external sense organs. What are the things that the person enjoys? Srak. So garlands. Why garlands? Because garland is good to look at, so we enjoy it through our eyes. Form. Chandana. Why chandana? Sandal paste. Why? Or perfume. Nowadays, who uses chandana? No, for perfume. Everybody goes to a shop and, or better still, online and purchases all kinds of. Because anything which is produced in India is bad, inferior quality. Anything which comes from outside is good. Is it not? Every child knows that. So anything which is produced outside is good. So purchase everything, perfume, everything from outside. In India, you should not purchase anything. Okay. So chandana nobody uses. So anyway, perfume. So perfume, why perfume? Because of smell, sense of smell, chandana. And stri or spouse. Why spouse? Because of touch. So that is why people want, they say companionship. There is no companionship. They want so that they can indulge in sense enjoyments. That is why people want to get married. Maybe a very dismal state of affairs, but that is true. So all these things have been told by Shankaracharya to give an example of all the external sense organs of smell, touch, taste, hearing and sight. So 5 sense organs we have got. So these 5 sense organs, he has given example. Srak, that is garland, then chandana, stri, adi, etc. Vichitra rupam, different kinds of forms, vichitra, different kinds of, various kinds of forms we enjoy. And tasmat prashasti vapusho asya jagre. And prashasti means usually becoming famous or becoming popularity. But here it means that the vapuhu, asya vapuhu, this body gets all glory in waking state by enjoying all these sense objects. So if a person is there who is just wearing plain clothes, not very flashy or not ordinary clothes, has an ordinary face, not very beautiful face or something, and has no great smell, perfume and all, because in advertisements they show you put perfume and all people will come to you. How dangerous it is, no? So if you are suppose going in a metro or something where there is no crowd, and if you put perfume, the whole thing will be crowded. So much crowd will be there, but I don't know. Anyway, so there are some people, they don't put perfume also, they will not put anything. Such an ordinary person, what is the glory in that person? Who will go and meet that person? You should look beautiful, and then you should have money, then your dress should be, at least your shirt should be, now the shirt is, one shirt is there, what that fellow has done is just made some holes in the shirt, that's all. Some holes, and there is a huge advertisement that this is anti-summer shirt, and they put some water and immediately it dries. So this is some anti-wet shirt and that. And what is the cost? Don't even ask. So like that, some 1,500 rupees, 2,000 rupees one shirt, and huge. And I saw what is the technology? No technology. Bewakoof banao technology. So that, but person wants to see. He sees, wow, this person, this model, who is doing all his life modeling, and he has got all that 6 packs and biceps and triceps and goes like that trekking. So he felt, wow, if I wear the shirt, I will also do trekking. This fellow cannot walk the staircase, but he will think I will do trekking, and he will, like, with all his sponge and this stone, he will wear that shirt and he will feel like I am also the model. That is why they do this, all advertisement. And without that, without external dress, without some good English, without nice way of talking, without your knowledge, who cares? So all this gives you glory in life, prashasti. People will be attracted to you because of that perfume. So tasmat prashasti asya vapushaha jagare. In waking state, this gives you eminence, this gives you popularity. So people go behind these things and wrongly identify themselves with swayam etad atmana. They think that they are this bahyendriyahi, they are these external sense organs, or they are this body and mind. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.